Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. It feels like forever since I posted a last video. I went ahead and on my Instagram I asked you guys to make assumptions about me, and today I'm going to be answering them assumptions. So let's see what you guys assume about me. So I wrote them all down here. So let's get straight into the video. But before that, actually, I want to mention that I actually have a giveaway going on. So if you guys don't know, I actually have a recovery coach service for people with eating disorders, as well as people who are carers of family and friends of people with eating disorders. And I'm doing a giveaway at the moment to basically give away one coaching session. So if you're interested, please check out my Instagram. Link will be in the description below. And yes, so the first one is from q.smoky. You are too modest and put others first. I read this out to a friend when I was on call, and she said that yes, I am. I'm too modest, and I do put people first. I feel like I've been stabbed in the back a few times in the past because I've put people first before myself. I feel like it's really important that in recovery, though, especially, that you always put yourself first, because I feel like in recovery, in the beginning of recovery, I felt like I was really doing it for other people, and then you have to realize that you have to do it for yourself. So that was the time I did actually, put myself first. But 9 times out of 10, I do put others before myself. Like, if someone would need me, and even if it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, I will purposely stay up for that person and still be there for them. Choose Life 97 said you are good at singing and dancing. I'm not good at dancing at all. Like, literally, you'll not see me dead dancing. I don't think I really danced anywhere other than like my bedroom, because it's not really my thing. I sing a lot, yes, but I wouldn't say I'm like great at it or good at it. I'd say that I'm just decent at it, but I sing a lot. It's definitely something that I enjoy to do, both Disney and normal music as well. Ready for Life 87 but you still have anorexic thoughts. I do not have anorexic thoughts. I sometimes have thoughts where I feel bad about my body, but it's not anorexic kind of thoughts. It's more thoughts that, I might feel a bit like just down in the day, and obviously that does depend still if I've ate in that day, because if I haven't ate, then it does feel like, I feel worse about my body than when I have actually had something to eat. Meggy Yummy, I think that is Meggy Yanni, I apologize if I said that wrong, said you don't tell new people you met that you used to have anorexia or used to be anorexic. No, like, it all really depends. Like, when people ask me like who I am, so if I did a job interview, for example, and someone asked me who I am, I talk about how passionate I am about mental health, and then I mention that I used to have anorexia myself and I recovered. So my heart really goes out to people who struggle with mental health issues, because I know how hard it is from someone who's been through that kind of thing. But I wouldn't really just approach someone on the street and be like, I used to be anorexic, because that's not really a thing that you would really approach to someone and say. But I think it takes time before I tell a person that I was anorexic, but it's kind of also hard to hide, because like this Instagram that I use, my Recovered Emma Bakes, is mainly like my Instagram for everyone as well. So if anyone asks what my Instagram is, I usually just give them that Instagram. So I think people find out for themselves that I used to have anorexia. Kim Bree BRM22. I apologize, I wrote down this using, like, I didn't even have a proper pen, so I used this like tiny little thing to write. So I apologize if I wrote something wrong or spelled something wrong. I'm also going to put them up on the screen probably as well. You won't over, this is my fault, this is no one else's fault, this is my own fault. You will never post regularly on YouTube. They might get to a point where I have a lot of free times on my hands, where I'm like, I have a lot of time to post videos, or I have that kind of motivation to post videos. But honestly, I do try. But like back in my ED, it was a lot easier because I had so much content, I had so much to talk about, I was so passionate about everything as well. And it's not that I'm not passionate now, it's more the fact that I've got loads of things to do now. I need to do things like, I've got work and stuff to do, I've got, clients and stuff. So it's not that I don't want to, it's more the fact that I'm just really busy a lot of the time. But hopefully in the future I will get to the point where I want to post regularly on YouTube, but we'll see in time. You are struggling with body image. You know, if you asked me this question back in December or January, I would say yes, 100%. You know, I am really hating at the moment how I feel in my body. But at the moment, no, I actually feel quite good in my body, believe it or not. It's literally took this long for me to really feel really comfortable in my body, because even when I was recovered from anorexia, I still had bad body image. And that was just a separate issue, to be honest. But now I'm starting to actually feel more comfortable in my body, and that's something that I feel is really, really good. You enjoyed the recovery process. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, because, you know, recovery was obviously really hard. I would say, however, that I probably enjoyed it more than other people would. Like, I don't look back at the recovery process and be like, that was disgusting, I hate to go through that again. I look back at the recovery process and be like, that really helped me in so many different ways. That built my confidence in so many different ways. When I look back at my ED though, I'm like, that was absolutely awful. But the recovery, I would actually say that in some levels I did enjoy it. I did enjoy, you know, trying new foods. I did enjoy, you know, doing the fun buffets and, you know, having friends around and being able to do them kind of things as well. I did definitely enjoy that, and going to all you can eat buffets. I still do that now, to be honest. I'd still do that. If I had friends around, I would probably still do a buffet and stuff. But it definitely seemed a lot more fun and just more freeing, because food tasted better as well. Food tasted like a thing that was just absolutely amazing. You are an extrovert. Yes and no. In certain areas, yes, I would say I'm an extrovert, but in other areas I'm like, no, like, I'm not the party type of person, so I wouldn't like go to clubs and stuff like that. That's just not really me. I wouldn't like do karaoke or anything like that. I wouldn't be able to do musical theatre or anything. But I do like going out. I do like meeting new people and stuff like that. But I would say I'm more of an introvert, because back in the day when I was younger, I used to hate phone calls. I used to hate, you know, talking to different people. I was quite picky back in the day, but now I feel like it's a little bit better. Butterfly Heel said, before recovery you didn't want to recover. Actually, no, I did really want to recover before I actually went all in. I really disliked the way my body looked, actually. Even when I was underweight, I struggled with it because I thought I looked like a Halloween decoration, and I genuinely hated it. Now, however, I would say though 100% I wanted to recover, and I wanted to recover for so many different reasons, for my family, for myself, for so many different things. Unrestricted eating diaries, and you think a lot of recovery channels on YouTube are problematic and disordered. Yes, 100%. I would say, yeah, I never watch anyone at the moment who is on eating disorders. You know, sometimes I do check up on people who I used to follow and just see how they're doing and making sure that they're all right. But I think there's very, very few channels that are not disordered out there. Because it is really scary to the community, to be honest, the recovery community. As someone who's been in it and who is really still in it, you know, I do see content that I'm like kind of concerned about, especially content that I personally wouldn't post. But yeah, it's scary. I think that is true. I do believe that is an assumption that's correct. You are an independent woman. I'm an independent woman as long as food decisions aren't involved. Even now, I still find it hard for food decisions. Like, Jeff could ask me, like, what do you want for tea? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, no, what do you want? Make these decisions. And I'm like, I can't make these decisions. But other than that, yes, I'm an independent person. I would love to move out and actually live on my own. You know, that might sound lonely to a lot of people, but that's something that I would generally really enjoy. You were a high achiever in school. Yes and no. So I did try hard in school. I'm not gonna lie, I was good in school as well. But I always found it really embarrassing. Like, you know, the teachers, I remember one day in particular, I was sitting in English and I won a certificate. There was a thing that was going around where it was like the star student each month, and there was a certificate that you could win, and this head of the year would come in and like shake your hand and take a picture with you, and it was so cringy, and I literally was begging that I wasn't gonna win it because I just really thought it would be so awkward. And guess what, I won it, and the guy came in and the guy was like shaking my hand, and there's a picture on Facebook actually where I'm getting my hand shaked by this guy, and it just looks so awkward. Like, you can literally see my face. It's just like, kill me now please. But Yeah, I liked the teachers in school, so I did try hard, you know, because I found it really annoying when there was like a group of kids that were just really naughty, and it was like there was no reason for them to be naughty whatsoever, and it was just like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, this teacher's here to teach you and stuff. Like, it's just, yeah, I found it really annoying. I'm a very mature person. I've always been more mature than anyone really my age. I always feel like I've always been that person that's like in an 18-year-old body, but then also has like a 40-year-old mind. You like traditions? Yes, I do. I love traditions. So my family have like big traditions at like Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that, and I feel like traditions are so good. Like obviously Easter's coming up as well, which means like Easter eggs and stuff like that, but yeah. You're stressed for your future? Yes and no. I'm stressed for different reasons. I'm stressed because I don't know really where I want to go with my future. I don't know if I want to put more effort into my recovery coaching and, you know, do more things with eating disorder recovery, or if I kind of want to step out of that and, you know, go somewhere else with my life and start a new career in something. And, you know, everyone's kind of worried about what's going to happen in the future, you know who they're going to be with, what's going to happen, stuff like that. So yeah, I think we should just live each day like it's our last, and trying to stress out about things that we can't control, and, you know, really just focus on what you have now and how lucky we are to have what we have now. You don't like admitting when you're wrong. You know, I would say that I'm kind of good at saying sorry. Like, say if I was wrong, I'm kind of good at saying sorry. I know like my mom's one of people that would never say sorry, like never ever say sorry for anything. Admitting when I'm wrong, my mom's one of them as well, who never admits when they're wrong. My dad is actually really good at admitting when he's wrong. I would say I'm kind of good at admitting when I'm wrong. Like, say if I said something and, you know, it wasn't correct, and then someone researched something and corrected me, I'd be like, oh right, okay, that's fine. But it's more like if that person was like, no, you're wrong, and then researched it and then would still rub it in my face that I was wrong, then I'd be like a bit angered at that. But I usually would just admit that I'm wrong, because what's the point of making a whole deal out of something when I'm wrong? You met your boyfriend through coaching. I did not. I met my boyfriend through a friend of a friend. So Clark is a friend of mine. For the next question, Clark's a friend of mine, and I've known him now for about 2 years, and we've just became like kind of good friends. And he said, you think I will betray you one day, which is kind of deep. But as a lot of people know, is that, you know, I used to have a good friend, and my trust was broken by that friend, and now I feel like I do have a lot of trust issues with people. And I'm not gonna lie, Clark, you know, I do worry. I do have thoughts that, you know, this person might actually hurt me one day, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna push you away, and it doesn't mean that I'm gonna cut people out of my life just because I'm scared of what might happen. I just kind of hope for the best. Helping other people is a way to remind yourself why you chose recovery. This is by Lena is Recovering. This is probably my favorite assumption, because this is so true. You know, whenever I've had relapse thoughts in the past, you know, I've actually really sat there and I've been like, you know, thinking about it and thinking if I could do it, really. But I knew that I was really miserable in my AD, and the main thing that keeps me going is actually my followers, and actually, you know, that the fact that I've built this platform from recovering. And I think that a lot of people kind of look up to me, and a lot of people see me as a role model, and for me to kind of relapse would kind of make their hope get lost, because people look at me as like a kind of a hope thing and realize that, well, this person did it, and this person's like, you know, having a good life, you know, I can do it. And I think that that's one thing that keeps me going all the time. So thank you so much for doing that assumption, because that is so true. I literally wouldn't be here without you guys, seriously. You're very short. Yes, I am. I'm 5'2" or 3, which is really small, to be honest. And, you know, compared to all my friends, especially at school, they were so much taller than me, and I was always so small. You love to help if you can, and love to cook. Yes, I love helping people out. regardless of what it is, really. I always love to just be involved with people and helping people out, and I absolutely love to cook as well. It's kind of a bit ill, cannot speak. It's kind of been a bit weird though, because Jeff is actually a really good cook, and Jeff can cook pretty much better than me, and I absolutely love his dishes, and he cooks quite a lot for me now, and yeah, I really enjoy that, having someone else cook for me. But I do love cooking, and I love trying new recipes and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my assumptions that I wrote down. I had a few more, but there was just so many, and I wouldn't want this video going on for absolutely ages. And before I go though, I just wanted to have a little update of how I've been, because I know that people's probably been wondering, like, what I've been doing, what's my plans for the future, stuff like that. So I've been, for the past few months, I actually struggled really hard with my body image, as mentioned, and you know, I had a bit of a rocky path. I went through some things as well. I went through some really low paths and stuff, and you know, I struggled with mental health, and yeah, that's mainly been where I have been, and that's mainly really been why I have been so quiet. However, obviously Jeff came into my life, and Jeff has helped me so much. You know, I hope that I'm going to be able to do a video with him one day, and you know, you'll be able to see just how happy I truly am with Jeff, and be able to answer all the questions that you have. But seriously, I haven't been happier, because he's always there for me. He's supportive of my eating, he's so understanding. You know, he's actually, as well, obviously when I first got in the relationship with Jeff didn't really know too much about eating disorders, and he literally educated himself for me, you know, to be supportive and to be able to know what to say. And yeah, I'm just really lucky. And also, I have a best friend, Steph. If you're watching this, thank you so much for everything you've did as well. She's been so supportive. You know, usually I find it extremely hard, to be honest, to get on with girls. I don't know why, it's always been a thing since I've been younger. I find it just hard to get on with girls. I find comparison hard as well. However, Steph's just like me, pretty much. She's literally how I would imagine my twin to be. She's absolutely amazing, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it probably is not as long as it has been. If you have any video requests, please comment down below, and I will get to it as soon as possible. Bye guys!